Booker T. Washington State Park. Good evening, Phil Thatch here, and I've got Casey and Heather with me, and we are at Booker T. Washington State Park. It is right in the middle of the golden hour. Sun's about to set in just a few minutes, and we're going to take a landscape picture of a couple of trees with the sun setting behind them, and I'll show you the settings in just a moment. That is Booker T. Washington State Park right back there. That's the fishing pier. I'm actually standing on the dock for the boat ramp. That is Chickamauga Lake. And there's the setting sun. You may be able to see Chickamauga Dam back that way. And right over here is the boat ramp at Booker T. Washington State Park. But our subject is a couple of trees right over here. So when we were thinking about making tonight's picture, we were looking at the photographer's ephemeris for trees that might have the sunset behind them, and I was looking at Harrison Bay State Park, which is a few miles that way up the river, and Heather found this exact tree on the photographer's ephemeris, and that's why we decided to come here. Heather picked the tree from a different county using ye old internet, and here we are with a great composition. So Heather actually found the trees on Google Street Maps, and you can see the two trees here slightly left of center, and then once we picked those trees, we plugged them into the photographer's ephemeris to make sure that the sun was going to be setting behind them. But it was definitely Heather that found the trees, and it was those trees that we used. Okay, so I'm using the Nikon Z6 with the FTZ adapter and the 70-200 f2.8G. I have a 10-stop neutral density filter attached. I believe it is made by B&W. Okay, that's the composition I'm going for right there. It's going to be a vertical composition. It'll probably end up being cropped 4x5, but it's those two trees with the sun setting behind them, and there's some really high clouds that are making some great color tonight. My exposure is going to be 8 seconds at f16, ISO 100. I'm using the remote shutter release that my daughter got me for Christmas. And there you have it. I ended up raising my tripod up just a little bit from the initial shot, and I'm taking a number of these so I can try to get one that's just right, but it looks like my exposure for this one is all the way up to 25 seconds, which should really smooth that water out. This part closes at sunset, and the ranger's already rolled through. He didn't say anything, but I think he's trying to let us know that it's about time to go. I'm going to get another one. But I'm really happy with the way these clouds look. We're continuing to make exposures. There was at one point during one of the pictures, there was I don't know if it was a mosquito, some sort of small flying insect flying right around and landing on the lens while the shutter was open, so that's not all that great. But we got to wrap up pretty quick because it is getting dark here at Booker T. Washington State Park. Okay, so here is the final version of the picture. I ended up using a 30-second exposure with the same settings that we talked about before, and I really like the way it turned out. And here you can see the entire thing instead of the scrolling version, and I really am satisfied with it. Thanks for watching.
You're welcome.
If you like this, hit the subscribe button.
Oh, okay.
I would certainly appreciate it.
And the thumbs up button.
Bye-bye.
And the bell.